Okay, good morning. Welcome to Iyun to lean on Simon Sadi Bays, Shulchan Aruch or Chaim. The halacha is here to talk about what you have to do if you have to go to the bathroom before davening, or the Rashba says in Halacha Bays, you're in the middle of davening and you feel you have to go to the bathroom. Even if you have to go to the bathroom and you can't even hold it in for 72 minutes, which the Gemara in Brachos says is basically an Isra Bal Shaksu, which is an Isra Raisa, the Gemara says in Makos. You eat ants, or you use a needle. A phlebotomist uses a needle of somebody else on you. That's considered Baal Shaksu, which is an Isra Raisa. How could it be that davening, which according to most opinions is only the Rabbanan, how could it be that you don't have to stop your tefillah to go to the bathroom? You should have to stop, even though, right, we're going to learn it's a terrible thing to leave your stance. You have to put your feet together. You have to envision that you're standing in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. You shouldn't even move. Even where it says even if a snake is wrapped around your legs, you shouldn't move unless it's a scorpion. So really, you have to stay in place. But it's an issue d'oraisa about the shaksu. How come you're not allowed to go to the bathroom? So I'd like to explain like this: that up until now, we're saying that tefillah is the point of tefillah is to have kavana, is to, all the brachos are in tefillah. There's so many bakashos, 13 bakashos, general bakashos. We say them in a lashon rabbim, plural language, in order because they're basic needs that everybody needs. So therefore, you'll come across the gamut of all the things you might need or might want, and you'll be remembered to think about how it relates to your life. And that's really what Kneged Karbonos Tiknim, the Gemara in Brachos on Daf Chavav says that it's machlokas where tefillah is Kneged Avos Tiknim or Kneged Karbonos Tiknim. The Gemara says really it's both of them, right? Karbonos, right? Talmud Shal Shachar, Talmud Shal Ben Arbayim, and also the Eivarim B'darim, you burn the leftover fats and bones that weren't burned during the day, and limbs that weren't burned during the day, so you burn them on the Mizbeach at night. So, the Mizbeach, we'll talk more about this in Masechah Seder Kodshim, but the whole idea of karbanos, I don't know if it's necessarily to go to the Beis Hamikdash and bring karbanos. Karbanos apply nowadays also, and it's your meal in the afternoon, your meal at night, and your meal in the afternoon, your meal in the morning, and your meal at night. You have 3 meals a day. Hashem eats, you also have to eat, and you have to think about what foods you like and how you'll enjoy life. That's connected tefillas tikkum in a general sense. You have to think about food is one of the most essential needs. You have to think about your needs. What are your needs? What are the things? And then that's derabanan. That's tefillah derabanan. Right? Connected karbanos. We don't have karbanos nowadays, so it's only derabanan. But then we find that the Gemara also says connected is avos tikkum. They're masakin tefillah based on the avos. Avos also daven. Avram daven shachris. Yitzchak daven mincha. And Yaakov daven marav. There's no reason to assume that's derabanan. It's del raisa. It's del raisa. Vayater. It says they did atira. They pleaded before Hashem. So what is this mitzvah del raisa of tefillah? It's the mitzvah derabanan of tefillah, mitzvah deraisa of tefillah. The mitzvah derabanan of tefillah is like the structure of tefillah, which is written in lashon rabbim. Refainu, barcheinu, give us parnasa, ga'aleinu, give us slicha, give us das, give us understanding. All these things are things that we need. We want Yerushalayim, we want Shema Koleinu, we want general things that we need. And the purpose of tefillah is written in a lashon rabbim is that it applies to all these things apply to everybody, and we have to think how we can get these needs that we need or get the wants that we want and position ourselves in the right direction in life and use our talents and strengths to get what we need and get what we want. Connected avos tiknum is a higher level of tefillah, which is a del raisa, which is where it's a more personal type of tefillah where you're actually connecting on a personal level. You always say people have their own personal bakashos, to put their own personal bakashos before the end of Shemona Esrei, before they take 3 steps back. They say their personal bakashos. And that's the point of tefillah, right? The actual words of tefillah, saying them, right? That's the Rabbanan. But the point of Torah is to come to a level of tefillah d'oraisa where you actually turn tefillah from lashon rabbim into a lashon yachid, your personal tefillah, right? What precisely do I need from God? What precisely do I need from myself? What do I have to do to get that? When you identify exactly, because a lot of times people think in general terms. Yeah, I'd like to have more money. I'd like to have, more children. I'd like to have a refuah. I'd like to have more understanding. But those are general things. Of course, everyone wants these things. They want a big bank account. But precisely, what do you need? How much do you need in your bank account? Figure out your budget. How much do I need for a month? Maybe I want to be rich. How much do I need to be rich? Those are hard calculations to make exact calculations. That's what Hashem wants. Hashem wants you to, not just in a general terms to know what you want, but also in a precise way. And that's level the raisa, Vayatir, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, in a general sense, the raisa. So therefore, even though I said that tefillah is principally the Rabbanan, and it's machlokas in the Ramban and the Rambam holds mitzvah is the raisa. The Ramban is only base Sarah, it's the raisa. Even the Rambam, I'd say basically they agree basically. I would say the Ramban is saying base Sarah, it's the raisa, meaning when it's time of distress, you actually figure out exactly what you need. When you're pressed to it, you precisely daven for exactly what you need. It's not like when you're just flowing through life, you don't particularly think, oh, I would like money, I would like parnasa, I don't know exactly how much I need. Hashem wants you to find that exactly. And that's the mitzvah d'oraisa, find that exactly. Maybe that's the Eitzara of the Ramban. But the Rambam and the Ramban don't disagree. The Rambam's talking about the precise davening is d'oraisa. The general tefillah is d'Rabbanan. They're masakim d'Rabbanan. The words are definitely d'Rabbanan. So there's general tefillah, and then there's hashgacha pratis, what you need, right? Hashgacha klalis and hashgacha pratis. It's your hashgacha. You're mashkiach on your own life. You have to worry about your own life. So that's why the Rash was able to say that even though you're over about Shabbat Tashak, so you can't hold it in for 72 minutes in the middle of tefillah, right? Tefillah is raisa. Tefillah is raisa, because you have to think about precisely what you need. So therefore, since you're in the middle of a mitzvah's essay raisa of tefillah, so therefore essay dochalosa say, essay push away the losa say Baal Tashaksu, and therefore you're allowed to remain davening, and you should remain davening. However, when it comes to Kriya Shema Berechoseh, unless you're actually in the first pasuk of Kriya Shema, we hold just a raisa, but the rest of Kriya Shema is the Rabbanan. Berechos Kriya Shema is the Rabbanan. So then you have if it's Baal Tashak, so you should leave your Kriya Shema or your Berechos Kriya Shema. I would say venture based on what I'm saying. And the first pasuk of Kriya Shema, I mean, it doesn't take too long to say it, but you shouldn't go to the bathroom in the middle of the first pasuk of Kriya Shema. That's what I like to say about this halacha. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.